Hey everybody, welcome back to VCD Tinkerbench. I'm your host, Drew. I'm going to show you how I upcycled the snowflake sign by upcycling the love sign. Let's get started. Alright, so Cindy wanted to redecorate the dining room area, and in doing so she wanted to remove the love sign that we have there. I agree with her, it does need an updating, but not be removed. I revisited an old project like the snowflake, and I'm going to do the conversion to this guy. Now, this already runs on LEDs, but as you can see, it's very unreliable and very dim. It doesn't matter what batteries you put in there, it still stays this dull. So what I'm going to do is I will be opening up the back of this, removing all the wiring, cutting it out, and then removing the LEDs one at a time. Now, I am gonna save these for a future project. I don't believe it's the LEDs themselves. I believe it is the actual wiring in here that it just sucks. So I do think that these are cool. I already have a stash of them for the snowflake, so adding to that stash is only gonna make it better. Let's get started on the teardown. All right, here we are. Love sign completely gutted on both sides. The wiring and LEDs have been removed. The battery pack has been removed. Switch is still there for right now. I was only able to salvage 10 out of the 16 LED lights because they decided to glue the sockets into place. So I did lose a few of them when trying to remove them. I did come up with a cool trick using my heat gun to warm up the glue and then work the plastic off. Next step that we gotta do is prep the color LEDs to be placed into the love sign. So time to do that. So in this bundle of LEDs, there's 50 of them. I'm only gonna need 16. One of the issues that I do already spot is the spacing between them is not ideal. They're a little tight. So what I'm going to have to do is cut them equally and strip it and solder them with some extra wires. I know I need 16 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the 16 that I need out of this group. So I did run into a slight issue. The LED is too large for the hole. The hole's too narrow. Plus the distance that I need to snap it will allow the LED to sit flush, and I can put that cardboard backing back onto the love sign. All right, now that I have the LEDs cut out, I just need to strip them, tin the wires, make the jumpers in between, and then pop them into the love sign. Now, as you can see, I cut them individually and separated them because I did need to add an extra extension between them. The LEDs were too short of a distance. It was about a 3-inch or 2-inch distance, and some of these were just way longer. All right, it's been about a week since we first started this project. Apparently Amazon does not consider the items that I needed for this as essential as I thought they were. It took about 5 to 7 days to get the parts in that I needed. One of the issues that I ran into is the holes were too small, so I needed to bring in a drill bit so that I could drill them out a little bit bigger so that these LEDs just snap fit into place. I didn't want to super glue them or hot glue them or anything like that. I just wanted them to snap fit, because if in the future I ever want to convert it back, which I will never want to convert it back, I could, or if I wanted to salvage the LEDs, I could salvage the LEDs. Now that took me a total of 5 hours, because it is 16 LEDs, 3 wires each on both sides, 48 different connections I had to make, 48 different solders that I had to do. Luckily, I was informed of a really cool product that's out there. I didn't know that this existed up until just recently, about a month ago. And it's heat shrink that has solder already in it. So you just put the 2 wires into the middle and heat it up with a heat gun to the point where the solder melts and makes the connection. So to me, it was a lifesaver. I didn't have to pre-solder and pre-tin every wire and cut heat shrink tubing to the right size. It was literally just put it in and heat it up and made the connection. That's how I ended up with this Frankenstein. As you can see, the distance is different for each one because each one belongs to a certain spot in the love sign. So I'm gonna go ahead and start stringing it through. So there's 2 points here that I need to look out for because they're actually soldered into place. So it creates a bridge or a tunnel, and I have to go under it with all these LEDs and those 2 points. So I'm gonna end up doing those 2 first, and then I'll worry about the placement of each LED. All right, now that I'm done wiring it up, I'm gonna do a quick test to make sure that when pressure fitting it and moving the cables around, I didn't actually ruin any of the joints, any of the solder points. So without further ado, go ahead and plug it in. Everything looks good, everything's lighting up. I'm feeling the love. It's good, it's nice, looks great. Camera woman, does it look good? Do I get the thumbs up? There, that. All right, time to close it up. Call it a success. Chicken, chicken, winner, winner, dinner, dinner. I know that's not how it goes. So now that I have everything closed up and everything wired up, you can see where the battery pack used to be here. I'm not too worried about it. No wires are going to be popping out, but everything else is nicely closed up. And next is to choose my controller to control the LED lights. Now, the one that I've been using to test it and the one that I've used in other projects is the inline controller where it's tactile. It has tactile buttons. You actually push the buttons on the unit itself. Now, they do sell on the internet a different version where it's Bluetooth enabled, and that one you can download your application to the iPhone or to Android or whatever phone that you're using, and you can control the lights via that way. My preference, since this is not going to be in a hard to reach place, I'm just going to use the inline tactile button one because it's just easier for me to walk up, push it, and that's it. Set the setting. Well, that wraps up this project. It was definitely a labor of love. I had a blast getting this done, and Cindy loves it. We got the thumbs up from that, and now it's up to you. You can do a project just like this. I will put in the description the link for the LEDs and for the controller. Remember, you don't even have to program. All you're going to probably do the most is having to solder, and even then you can probably get away with hiding some LEDs in the back of one of these signs. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the bell icon to be notified whenever we come out with a new video. We're going to be doing a lot more projects like this. I have already tons of ideas to do with these LEDs, and you can do this at home yourself. So we're going to put the links in the description so that you can find them. You can make your own project, share it with us on social media, Vita Custom Designs on Instagram and Facebook, and check out our shop at vcdnow.com. Have a good one, guys.